Hello, love. Welcome to my channel. It's been a while since I've posted here. And if you've been with me since my days teaching art, you might notice that a lot has changed. Today, I want to reintroduce myself, share where my life has taken me since moving from Sacramento to Petaluma. Oh, and I've even gone back to using Jenny instead of Jennifer. It feels more like me, and it's what my friends and family have always called me, and it fits this season of my life so much better. So when I moved to Sonoma County 2 years ago, which I cannot believe it's been that long, I wasn't sure what direction my career would take. I tried stepping back into what I was doing before, which was teaching art and exploring opportunities in the art world. But I couldn't seem to find the right fit. Every path I tried led to a dead end, and I was stuck, which was frustrating, but also forced me to rethink what I could offer and open myself up to new possibilities. So a little backstory, I first dipped my toes into dealing in vintage home decor back in 2011. I had a booth at an antique mall, and I briefly owned a brick and mortar shop in 2015 and 16. It was called Harmony Rogue Interiors. So those early experiences taught me so much about the vintage business. So when I started looking for work here in Sonoma County, I decided to expand my search into both art and vintage. And the bottom line, the vintage route was so much more open. And that's when I found my way to Antique Society, which is a gorgeous 22,000 square foot vintage collective in Sebastopol. So I started working behind the counter there at first. And before long, I transitioned into being a vintage dealer myself. And now I have 3 spaces. I have a case at Antique Society, and I also have a full booth at The Find in Petaluma, and I have a case and a small booth upstairs at Summer Cottage, which is in Petaluma. Vintage collectives are so much more than just places to sell. They're supportive communities filled with people who genuinely love what they do. And for someone like me who is new to the area, that sense of connection has been invaluable. And what excites me most about this chapter is how I've been able to blend so many of my passions. Back when I was teaching art, I really loved the freedom of moving paint around and letting go creatively, as well as helping people. And that same inspiration carries through to what I do now, but it's expanded. So instead of focusing solely on painting, I've woven together my love for art, vintage and antique treasures, and even jewelry and clothing. But it's all about creating immersive, inspiring spaces where people can dream and explore. And as someone who's multi-passionate, this work is perfect because it lets me explore so many facets of creativity in a sustainable way that is really community-based. And I love Sonoma County. The natural beauty here is a huge source of inspiration. You've got the rolling hills and farmland and forests and the coast. And I love small towns. So it's really influenced my work and my style, blending like rustic, cottage, and country vibes with this like laid back Northern California feel. And one of the most unexpected joys in my life right now has been volunteering at a horse ranch. I used to ride as a kid and had been meaning to get back into it for years. I sort of figured that time in my life was kind of over. But then for Christmas, Michael got me a gift certificate for a horseback ride at Five Brooks Bodega Bay. And during the ride, I chatted with the manager who noticed that I had some riding experience and invited me to volunteer at the ranch. So now once a week, I help with chores and guide trail rides and have this little family over there. The connection with the horses and the people in the ranch itself have been very rewarding, and I love it. I also feel like it ties back to my business in kind of this parallel way. My new business name is Room to Roam, which is a double entendre. With vintage and art, you're free to explore and discover new inspiration and the thrill of the treasure hunt. But it's also about how you can bring this freedom back home and create a space that feels aligned with who you are and allows you to tell your story through creativity. I also love helping people see the potential in sustainable pieces through curating my booths in ways that are like a little adventure. So here's what you can expect moving forward with this channel. A mix of creativity and lifestyle content, curating vintage treasure, sharing some of my art, and taking you behind the scenes of my adventures in Sonoma County. It's all part of the Room to Roam vibe, which is exploring, finding inspiration, embracing sustainability, and following your joy. So if that sounds like your kind of thing, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss what's coming up next. And if you're ever in Sonoma County, be sure to visit my spaces or even join me for a ride. I'll put all of the links down below. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so excited to share this next chapter with you. I'll see you soon, and much love.